I love those 3D houses you're working on it, okay? So today, we're gonna get our 2 lessons on landscape and the 3D house, and we're gonna put it together. And I've noticed that some of you have already been doing it, but I'm going to talk about something very, very important, okay, for us artists. So this is something that we call space. So space is when you create on your artwork the illusion of things are close to you, and that things are far from you, okay? So like when you see in TV, you know, when I'm very close to you and when I'm very far. So it's kind of like that. So the trick is think about horizon line, okay? Do you remember when I talked to you about making the tree, and the tree in the horizon line is very small and the tree in front of you is very big? So that's the trick we use in art. For example, I'm going to show you here in the screen. Look, hey, what happened here? Huh? For example, if I wanted to show a person very close to me, I do that, right? If I want to show a person far away from me, then imagine that my horizon line is all the way back there, see? So I can do this, look. So this is very far away, this is very close. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a landscape with a 3D house. And we're going to put one 3D house very, very far away, okay? Oh, I'm going to quickly show you here, and then we'll move to the table, and I'll show you drawing on the table like I did last time, because it's easier for us to look at the paper, okay? So let's go here. Now, do you remember when we made a 3D house, right? So that's what we're gonna do. So in your paper, the first thing you're going to do is you make a 3D house. Make a big one, okay? So I'm gonna make one here, and then I'll move to the paper to show you how we can do it in paper, okay? So look, I'm gonna start with my square. I'm gonna put a triangle, see? Then I'm gonna put another square, okay? Then I'm going to put a short line. Remember, short, not long. Short. Okay? And I connect it here. So that's my big house. Okay? Now, after I finish that house, what I have to do is my horizon line. Remember that? Can you say horizon line? That line in the back that splits the sky from the ground. Okay? So I'm going to do a horizon line in the back, okay? So look, I'm going to go with the horizon line, and I'm going to stop at the house, see? I'm not going to go over the house, and I'm going to skip the house, and I'll do this, look. See? So that's my horizon line. Now look what I'm going to do. I am going to make another 3D house, but I'm going to make it far, far away, okay? And this is how I make it, look. Now, do you see what I just did? I created space. Now, I have a big house close to me, and I have a little tiny house far, far away. See? I can add more things now, but one thing is important. Every time I put it here, it's going to have to be small. Every time I put it close to the house, it has to be big. Okay? And you have to be very, very careful that when you're drawing, you touch the horizon line. Because if you don't touch the horizon line, then things are going to fly away, and that's dangerous. Can you imagine a house flying away? It's pretty cool, actually. Have you seen on that movie, The House That Flies? That's pretty cool, right? But not in a landscape drawing. You cannot do that, okay? So when I make my house, I cannot do this. Look, I cannot do this. Look. See? If I do that, this house here is going to fly away and it's going to disappear because it's not touching the horizon line. So it has to touch the horizon line, okay? So it has to touch the horizon line. Okay? It has to touch. So remember that. That's very important. All right? So big house in the front, horizon line, small tiny house. I am going to move you to the table so you can see how you can create one with the paper. And remember that the landscape and space are related. So that's why when you look at a landscape, you see things very, very, very small, far away, and things bigger, closer to you, okay? So check this landscape that I showed you before, all right? Okay, so pencil, paper, right? Whatever you want to color, markers, crayons, if you want to paint it, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make my 3D house. Now, my horizon line. Now, I'm going to make my little tiny house. I'm going to make one here. See that? Everything I put in the back, I put very small. Everything in the front, I have to make it bigger, okay? So that's the way I create space in my landscape. Got it? So you can add whatever you want. I'm gonna color mine, okay? And I think I'm gonna use crayon. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna use markers. And one last thing before I start coloring, try to color different colors in the shape so your 3D house will look better. Okay? So let's color. Okay, you got it? So, let's take a look at what we did. Now, there's a couple of things that are very important that we artists have to keep on top of it, okay? Now, one of them, oh, wait a minute. Sorry. So, you got it? Now, there's a couple of things that we have to be careful when we're creating our art. So, let's look at this. Oh, wait, here, what? Now, one of them is this, look. When you're creating your landscape, okay, making a 3D house, make sure this line is short so you have an angle here. Another thing is, remember, everything you draw in your horizon line has to touch the horizon line, okay? Don't forget that. And now, one important thing. When you are coloring things, try to leave as little white space as possible, because when you do that, the color kind of pops out and makes your artwork more interesting. You know, sometimes people work too much and they just do scribbling and they leave a lot of white space. So when you do that, your art is not so popping out, and that's what you wanted to do. So that's the work of an artist. And sometimes your hands get tired. If your hands get tired of coloring, just stretch your fingers, you know, it's fine, all right? Because, you know, we artists, we like to do art. That's what we do, and coloring is one thing. If you're gonna color with marker, use short strokes. Don't go with the marker like this, look. Don't go with the marker like, no, go like short strokes, colors, markers, okay? We're gonna be talking about coloring more and more and more. Now, I like to do those little lines. You see those little lines on top of it black? We call that in art, we call it outlining. So I like to outline. I like to trace over the lines because I think it looks better when I finish. Now, you were the artist. you make your own decisions, okay? I'm here just to give you the tips. Now, send some pictures for me to see when you're done. All right, let's see the landscapers. And before you go, one more thing. Look, I want to call your attention. This one is a better picture. Look, if you look very careful, you can see what I'm telling you about doing things bigger close to you. And as you move away, look, there is a house there, getting close there. And there's one there in here, but we can see very well. See? So as you move out, things get very, very small. So that's one of the tips of a horizon line in a landscape. All right? So I want to see those 3D houses in there. And you can make as many houses you want. You can make the whole town of Allendale, all right? You can just pretend there's a big hill on the back and put a lot of tiny houses on the hill. I want to see that. All right? Okay, first graders, I am looking forward to your projects. Bye-bye. Talk to you later. Oh, music. I love music.